Rocky, Rambo, Tango. I mean, over a career that spans 5 decades and more, Sylvester Stallone and 77 films have brought us some of the most iconic film roles ever. But the Italian Stallion's hectic schedule wasn't just confined to on the silver screen. He was just as prolific and busy off-screen, fathering and raising 5 beautiful children. A true Hollywood family, whether immediately following in their famous father's footsteps or resisting as long as possible. All of Stallone's children have appeared on screen at some point. Welcome, I am Nostalgic Nick with Do You Remember, and today we're going to be diving into the lives of Sylvester Stallone's kids. A tale full of tragedy and rising reality stars. Before we dive in, please hit the thumbs up icon to show us some support, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. But now let's get on to his first blood. Sage Moonblood Stallone. 1976 was a massive year for old Sylvester. The boxing classic Rocky was released to critical acclaim, netting Stallone Oscar nominations for both acting and writing, and ensuring that he never had to do softcore porn again. No, seriously, look up The Party at Kitty and Studs, which was later re-released as The Italian Stallion, a rather risque movie Stallone made in 1970 while sleeping in a bus shelter and trying to make a name for himself. But not only did he make one of the most famous movies of all time that year, his first child with wife Sasha was also born, Sage Moonblood Stallone. Born a mere 6 months before his father became one of the most recognizable faces on the globe, and was gifted with either the most badass name of all time or the cheesiest, your choice. From a young age, he followed in his father's showbiz footsteps, making a guest appearance on Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, recently portrayed in a hit Netflix series, and starring alongside Sylvester in 1990's Rocky V. Unfortunately, universally derided as the worst entry in the franchise. But hey, I am not blaming Sage, of course. Eventually, he decided to strike out on his own, and he co-founded Grindhouse Releasing, a company dedicated to the restoration and preservation of exploitation films, such as Cannibal Holocaust, aka he's doing the Lord's work. He also continued acting, with his final 2 performances coming in Vincent DeGallo's last films, Promises Written in Water and The Agent. And here's where things get tragic. In 2012, Sage was found dead from a coronary artery disease at his home. The boy was just 36 years old, far too young to die from a disease much more prevalent in the elderly. Sergio Stallone. 3 years later, another Rocky film and another son born to the Italian Stallion and wife Sasha. The year was 1979, and Rocky II was one of the biggest films in the country, and newborn Sergio Stallone made his film debut as his father's on-screen infant. First film credit before the age of 1, huh? Now that's starting life on the fast track. Unfortunately, by the age of 3, Sergio's parents had begun to notice that he was lagging behind his peers, specifically in developing social and communication skills. And later that year, Sly's second son was diagnosed with autism. His parents turned to the National Society for Children and Adults with Autism, where they set up a research fund to try and find a permanent solution to the neurodevelopmental disorder. Sergio's autism unfortunately put the kibosh on following his father and brother into the world of on-screen acting, but it has not prevented him from living a full and happy life, in which he reportedly lives at home in a mansion in La Quinta. Savannah Dickinson. By 1994, Stallone's first marriage had come to an end, and the action star had remarried, this time to actress Brigitte Nielsen, which had also ended in divorce. Sly had been dating model Jennifer Flavin since 1988, a relationship that was certainly put to the test when he was forced to tell her that he had been having an affair with supermodel Janice Dickinson, and that the two would soon be having a daughter. A short engagement between Stallone and Dickinson followed, and Savannah Dickinson was indeed born in 1994. But DNA tests soon determined that Stallone, as Maury would put it, was not the father. And Sylvester was soon reconciled with Flavin. Wow, what a whirlwind of a year. Sophia Rose Stallone. After getting back together with long-term flame Jennifer Flavin in 1995, the two wasted little time between the sheets. And a year later, Stallone's first daughter, Sophia Rose, was born. And as the famed actor was then starring in such classics as Judge Dredd and Daylight, a respective 22 and 26 on Rotten Tomatoes, he probably needed the distractions that a newborn baby brought. Sophia inherited both her parents' marvelous good looks and has attempted to follow their footsteps into showbiz as well. Just not as an actor, as, quote, she couldn't take the rejection. Well, at the young age of 21, she was a guest judge on Project Runway and has also hosted episodes of Entertainment Tonight and Access Hollywood. But she is that fabulous nebulous of millennial job titles and internet influencer. She currently has 1.6 million followers on Instagram, and she hosts a massively popular book club on the platform. She also has a podcast with her younger sister Sistine about their personal lives. And scarily enough, when considering the family history, Sophia had open-heart surgery in 2012 because of a cardiac malfunction, but fortunately, everything has gone well health-wise since. Next up for Sophia is the reality show The Family Stallone, aka the show no one asked for or needs, starring her sisters, mother, and father. But hey, I get paid to watch that kind of stuff, so cool. Sistine Rose Stallone. In 1998, Stallone starred in Woody Allen's criminally underrated animated film, Ants. I know, A Bug's Life gets all the plaudits, but Ants is every bit as good. Well, almost. But not only was Sylvester doing some excellent voice acting in '98, he and new wife Jennifer Flavin were welcoming their second child, Sistine Rose Stallone. Early on, Sistine wanted nothing to do with her father's profession, stating, quote, "As for me, I don't think I could ever act. I'm good for modeling because I don't have to talk. Acting is something you're born with." So instead, she followed her mother's footsteps and became a model. She walked her first fashion show for Chanel and appeared in Glamour magazine in 2016. And a year later, she was featured on the cover of Elle. Since then, Sistine has walked back her anti-acting rhetoric. In 2017, she starred in 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. But it's about two sisters being chased through an ancient underwater city by deadly sharks. Absolutely spectacular. In 2021, she appeared alongside Bruce Willis and Megan Fox in the serial killer thriller Midnight in the Sawgrass. Now, I'm not explicitly telling you not to see this film, but maybe the 8% rating on Rotten Tomatoes will guide you to the correct decision. Currently, Sistine has the podcast Unwaxed with her older sister, and will soon be appearing in The Family Stallone, along with the rest of the wacky Stallone crew. Scarlet Rose Stallone. By 2002, Sylvester Stallone's career had stalled a bit. His post-2006 Rocky Balboa comeback was years in the future, and poor old Rambo was forced to star in such drivel as Avenging Angelo. No need to look it up. Fortunately for him, he and Flavin had their third daughter together, Scarlet Rose Stallone. Okay, yeah, you heard that right. All three of Stallone's daughters' middle names are Rose. Stallone's fifth child has always wanted to follow her father's footsteps. Since the age of 14, Scarlett would write in the back of her book that I'm going to star in a movie with my dad. And in 2022, she kinda got her chance, as she appeared alongside her pops in the Paramount Plus show Tulsa King. No word yet on the littlest Stallone's next acting move, or whether she will ever appear on the silver screen with her dad. But yeah, of course you can catch her in the upcoming The Family Stallone, a show whose whole title is a pun off a Christmas movie that came out 18 years ago. And you gotta check out Tulsa King on Paramount Plus, it's really quite good. And hey, Paramount Plus, how about throwing Do You Remember Some production money over here? There they are, all of Sylvester Stallone's talented kids. So how many did you know before this? How frickin' pumped are you for The Family Stallone? And finally, do you have a favorite Stallone film? Get in the comments and tell me your thoughts. We read them all. And while you're there, tell us who we should cover next. Hit that thumbs up icon to show us some support. And subscribe to the channel so you never miss a memory. But from all of us here at Do You Remember, we want to thank you for watching.